Single mother admits she and her friends struggle to find men because they've become too masculine and dominating in relationships. Hey guys, welcome back to Alpha Talk. So for today, I'm going to go over an article titled, Fast Track to Femininity, Why Competing with Men Has Left Women Out of Touch with Their Feminine Side. And guys, this whole article, which is written by a woman, is about how, basically, she's come to realize that the reason that she can't seem to get many dates in the last few years, and probably why her ex-husband left her, is because, wait for IIT, he has become so masculine, as well as many of her friends who, in her view, are good-looking and have all these good qualities, can't get guys either because they're single moms like her, and they're obviously so masculine. They're so used to being in control and running the show, and before couldn't figure out why guys didn't want to date them. Well, now she's starting to realize that, guess what, guys? Don't want to be dating or in relationships with women that behave like men because, guess what? It's a complete and total turnoff. Now, here's the interesting thing, guys. This article is not recent. This article is from 2008, 13 years ago, but I chose this on purpose. I chose this to show you that back then it was starting to. It was being realized that this was becoming a problem back then, 13 years ago. But has anybody really listened to that? Nope. And things are far worse today, in 2021. I mean, good luck in today's world, trying to find a woman that's actually a traditional feminine woman. It's very difficult, okay? Thanks to decades of the you-know-what movement, effortism as I call it, conditioning women to be strong and do anything a man can do, and mold them to have all these masculine traits. Good luck trying to find women like that. Is it any wonder they have all these women that are single and they don't want to be single? They actually do want to have relationships and marriages and families, but they can't get a guy. How many of you guys know women that are like this, that are in their 30s and 40s, and believe me, they look damn good? In their prime, in their 20s. And they look good now in their 30s and 40s for their age, but they can't get guys. They certainly aren't anywhere close to being on their way to the altar. And as a result, a lot of women nowadays are more and more pursuing artificial insemination to have kids, or they're having their eggs frozen with the hope that down the road they meet that guy. Okay? Lots of reasons. But they're turning guys off because their personalities become so masculine. And of course, the unrealistic expectations that they deserve a guy that's in the, 6 feet tall, 6 figures, 6 inches plus down there, 6-pack, all that, right? But altogether, this is what you got in today's world. So even back then, this was being discussed, but it fell on deaf ears. And so let me just say this real quick because I know I've mentioned this before in other articles. It all boils down to masculine and feminine energy, okay? And like I said before, men don't want to be out on dates or in relationships with women that act like men. It's a complete turnoff. So when women have these masculine qualities, such as being bossy and taking charge and domineering and hard and things like that, it turns guys off. Men are attracted to women that are feminine, soft, kind, passive, nurturing, easygoing. They step back and hang back and let the guy take charge, let the guy be the leader, things like that. There's plenty more qualities and traits, but you get the gist I'm talking about here. So any women that are watching this that do like me and like what I talk about, act feminine, take care of your bodies, dress well, and act feminine. Hang back and let the guy be the man of the relationship, and you're gonna do fine. But be that way. Don't just pretend to be that way. But anyhow, more and more women are in this situation nowadays, and they complain, and what do? What do we all know? They blame guys. They blame guys because they're single. They say guys cannot handle a strong woman. Okay, let me tell you something. Men can pretty much handle anything put in front of us, but we're not attracted to a strong, masculine woman. It turns us off. I mean, the only guys that actually kind of like women like this are guys that are very feminine guys. And usually those guys are very domineering, bossy, take-charge mothers. Okay? So that's just what they're used to. And I know some guys are like this, and they, no surprise, are with wives or girlfriends that are much more into their masculine side. But a lot of these women that, like in this article, they actually want a masculine guy, but, they don't want the soft guys, the feminine guys. So, but anyhow, guys, I'm going to go into this here, and you're going to see what I'm talking about a little bit more and more of her thing of discovery here. It's obvious to us, but a lot of women don't get this. So it starts off, recently, the media has been awash with articles suggesting that career women are to relationships what garlic is to a vampire, the kiss of death. We're unable to sustain meaningful unions, apparently, because men are intimidated by our intellect, threatened by our higher earning potential, and turned off by our controlling, capable, yet powerful personalities. So, right away, this is pretty much going into the article pointing the finger at guys, insulting us, because it's easier to insult guys, saying that we can't handle them, right? What I tell you right there. Intimidated by our intellect, threatened by our higher earning potential. There are guys out there, don't get me wrong, that are threatened, that are turned off by women, that are obviously intelligent and do well financially and stuff. There are guys like that. But most guys I've found, including myself, they like women that actually have a brain, and they like women that actually do well for themselves. The issue is, if you want to do well for yourself, that's great, that's awesome. But when you're with me, don't act like a dude, okay? I'm the guy, okay? I understand that as for the part about turned off by controlling, capable, yet powerful personalities, well, duh, because that controlling, capable, powerful personality falls into the masculine category. And so, of course, we're turned off by that because we want a girl, not a dude. All right? But thanks to the feminist movement and magazines like Cosmopolitan and things like that telling women to go for all these things, and you can do anything a man can do, and things like that, this is what we got. But again, this is 2008. Look how it is now. It's even worse. While this has been my personal experience, I was left by the father of my daughter, now nearly 3 years ago. When I was the higher earner, I think the issue goes far deeper. Well, we don't know why he left her. He could have left her because he didn't like her personality, because she was probably very masculine. Take charge. That's probably it. The dynamics could change when she became the higher earner. Or maybe it was one of these guys that was just simply turned off and intimidated because she was making more money. There are guys like that, who knows? But I'm willing to bet you that obviously her masculine personality has something to do with it, because she even admits in here. And you're going to see that she's obviously let go of her feminine side. It's more physiological than sociological. The problem, I believe, is not so much with career women per se, but that women are increasingly out of balance with themselves, and therefore with men. Translation, out of balance with themselves, meaning they're no longer what nature designed them to be, feminine. They are embracing their masculine side. They're taking this alternate personality that society has told them, the efforts movement, and all those magazines and people like that and things like that to basically be more masculine and all that because the gender should be equal, blah, blah, blah. And this is what you get. I have an idea. How about people start thinking for themselves, okay? And do what feels natural, not what you're told to do. There's an idea. I know I am. In the past 3 years of being single, I've been on a handful of dates. 2 years ago, I went to dinner with a doctor who told me that I wasn't in touch with my femininity, as I didn't flirt or wear much makeup. His diagnosis also included the undeniable fact that I was in acute need of affection. See, she wasn't flirting, she wasn't having fun. She probably was trying to. I'm willing to bet you that she probably tried to pick out the place to go. Probably he picked her up, probably was. Like, turn left here, turn right here, and instead of just hanging back and letting him lead and all that, he could tell. The last straw came 4 months ago when I had dinner with a successful high-profile entrepreneur who literally screamed at me that I wasn't so in control it was scary. See? Translation, masculine, she wrote it. Says successful, high-profile entrepreneur. You think a guy like that wants to be with a masculine woman? No. This guy is successful, high-profile, he's got status, money. You bet your ass he wants a feminine woman. Now, she's probably pretty if he went out with her, but then the second he got with her and jumping up her mouth, that's it. He could see what she was really like and it turned him off. Although he did backtrack when I dropped my head towards my plate and started sobbing. As well as being hurt, I was shocked and outraged what I thought had become a modern man's chivalry. First of all, chivalry has nothing to do. What people think of chivalry in today's world is nothing to do with what it really was back then. This is between knights, not like being a gentleman. And as for the new perception of what chivalry is dead. Yes, and you knew who killed it. We all know. The effortless movement. How many guys have done things where they opened doors and done gestures and actually a woman bark at them because, God forbid, they were actually being gentlemen? It's like, I could open up my own door. I can pull out my own chair. I can pay for my part of the bill. And of course, guys acting like gentlemen and getting treated like doormats because they are perceived as being weak. Women killed chivalry. Women killed men being gentlemen. But later I grudgingly reasoned maybe he had a point. Aha, that's interesting. What had become of my femininity? The difficulty for many of today's career women is in order to compete with men, we've morphed into them. We've worked ourselves half to death in order to conquer the career ladder. Yet in the process, we've trampled our core femininity into the ground. Well, I'm not going to say that obviously to do well in being in today's corporate world or to be competitive, you gotta obviously have some strong personality traits and obviously be tough. But the way I see it is, if you gotta do what you gotta do in the workplace, that's one thing. But when you go home and you're with your guy, or you're out on dates, switch it off, okay? Stop acting like a man, be a girl. Otherwise, you're gonna have this. Some people may say you can't do that. Well, then it is what it is. Be lonely, just don't blame us. These days, as a single parent and sole breadwinner, I often feel more masculine than feminine, working full-time, making every decision, paying every bill, driving myself everywhere, booking tickets for holidays, lugging in the Christmas tree. It's all completely defeminizing. And again, guys, this is from 2008. We all know how it is today. My friend Sophie, 46, who runs her own design company and is a single mother, another single mom to 2 boys aged 9 and 11. She's been single for 6 years since her husband left her for another woman. And one could wonder, why did he leave her if she owned her own business and had a lot of these traits? It probably turned him off. He may end up leaving her for another woman, younger, prettier, that actually acted feminine. Now, I don't know the reason why it happened, but I'm just speculating here, but it happens. Blonde, attractive, and kind, she has been on a date since he walked out. I have absolutely no idea how to be a woman anymore, she says. Because I run my business, my home, and make all the decisions about the boys, I feel totally unfeminine. I'm terrified of dating as I have no idea how to behave. It's simple when you're with the guy. Relax, take it easy. Give him the chance to lead. Let him pick out the place to go for that drink or hang out, whatever. Let him, if he picks you up, let him drive the car and not have you telling him to turn left here and turn right here. And this way is easier, trying to be in control. Let go of the control. Be a girl. Relax, be fun, be flirting, all that stuff like that, you know. Dress sexy, wear makeup, nails. Oh, you don't need to look like a clown. You can wear makeup and just be easygoing, be nurturing, be soft. Don't do all this. I got to be in control of every little thing. If you got to do that on your job, okay, that's fine. If you're a single mom with the kids, fine. But with you, with a dude, back up. A lot of women I've talked to, they actually want a guy that leads and acts like a man. But the problem is, a lot of guys in today's world don't act that way. Because again, wait for it. The efforts movement has been doing its job through its influence. Movies, television, media, politics, the school systems, to mold guys to be more in their feminine side, and obviously the women in the masculine side. So is any wonder that you don't have guys that actually act masculine anymore, okay? Traditional positive masculinity. Okay, and a lot of women complain that there are no real men out there. Well, again, duh. Again, what movement do you think is responsible for this? I love a partner, but I feel unattractive, untrusting, unsexy, and completely alone. That, of course, is the crux for many of us. We honestly believed if we worked hard, we could have it all and more. Yet so many of us have ended up lonely, exhausted, and brokenhearted with far less than what we bargained for. Right there, we believe that we worked hard, we could have it all. Who told you that? Cosmopolitan magazine, all those other magazines that are trying to sell their magazines and sell their products and sell a certain idea. The effortless movement by a bunch of really pissed off, angry women that probably weren't exactly into dudes anyway, telling you all to do act a certain way that's going unnatural to how you were designed to be. How about that? When do people start thinking for themselves instead of letting others, what society or religion or what anything else tells you how to think, behave, feel, and live? People, you got to think for yourselves. According to a mental report, 39% of the adult population is single. That is 19 million people. This makes no sense to me, these numbers. So let's just disregard that. But lots of people are single, and this is expected to rise to 41% by 2011. It's way more now. Clearly, men and women are increasingly out of sync, and the key could be in learning to rebalance ourselves as women and reclaim our essential softness. Yes. So I embarked on a psychological makeover to see if I could fast-track my femininity. First, consultant stylist Kira Jolofi, who runs a company called Wardrobe Women, appraised my closet. Once she got over the shock of how few clothes I have, she immediately says that I compartmentalize my wardrobe. I live in jeans and shirts to write in and do the school run, wear nice tops to work meetings, and have a couple of dresses for going out. But as I rarely go out, there are more elegant clothes hardly get warm. She was correct in saying that I'll try to bring out my femininity for the occasion as opposed to being feminine whatever the occasion. My homework was to mix up my wardrobe, ditch my beloved chunky loafers, and not save smarter clothes for some mythical special occasion. Well, right there she's talking about her clothes and her wardrobe, and obviously it's not exactly very attractive stuff, okay? And yeah, she's got to be that way all the time in terms of being feminine on the outside all the time. But it also isn't just the outside. I mean, look, you can have a lot of women that look damn good. They're pretty great bodies. They even dress sexy, but the second they speak, that's it. And you know exactly what you're dealing mass. I know a woman in particular, she's pretty, girl, thin in shape. She definitely can dress sexy when she wants to, but she is so masculine, ball-busting. It's like, holy. You know, you're convinced that she's got something down there once she starts talking, and the way she acts. Femininity is about an internal experience with yourself, and clothes are about the external appearance that you explain. But your clothes can be a tool to remind you of it, and we are tapping into the essence of who you are. This has nothing to do with showing cleavage, for example, as there is nothing less sexy than enforced femininity. Femininity is all about being relaxed with yourself. The problem with the career woman, according to Jelfi, is that the corporate world women often use dress as an armor. They overdo their hair and makeup, and becomes difficult to drop the armor. And that becomes very difficult for a date, but to equate femininity with florals. And chiffon is childish and simplistic. She cautioned to suddenly wear floaty tops in the office maxi of trying too hard. Wags, for example, are the antithesis of femininity because they reek of desperation. Artifice is the least sexy thing. Now this part they're going to go into more about clothes and, like this, I'm going to skip over this part and get back to the main thing of the article here. And now she goes on to another thing she says. Next, I went to see a renowned cosmetic surgeon, Dr. Jean-Louis Sabat, responsible for some of the most beautiful faces in the world, including Cindy Crawford. Again, this is 2008. He is nicknamed the Botox King. He's just returned from Russia, where he took part in a documentary on the subject of women and femininity. Russian women don't have the hardness of women in England and America, he said. They get their men because they are extremely feminine, and they listen to their men, yet they are not regressive. See? We said right there about England and America, and obviously plenty of other countries nowadays, thanks to the efforts movement trying to make women strong and hard. Says here, they have managed to hold on to an old-fashioned prettiness. In contrast, most of the women I see in Europe have become warriors. They are feisty and aggressive. Again, where does that come from? And you see that portrayed all the time in movies and television more and more. They see relationships as business transactions, and they treat dating as the same way to climb the corporate ladder, which makes him look and seem hard. So can he help feminize a woman? My job is to make a woman look attractive to a man, but I cannot change her character. See? She can look as feminine on the outside, but the second she opens up her mouth and starts acting like a dude, all bets are off. I'm starting to lose my voice here, guys, just bear with me for the rest of the video here. I can soften her looks, but I can't get him to be in touch with her soft side. But how do we do ours? How do we do that? I think it's difficult to be a woman today, he says. Our society is quite harsh, and you want to enjoy the materialism and you lose your soul. If a woman can stay away from their corporate brains, and they can tune into the softness and core values. Interestingly, Dr. Sabal says that the happiest clients are in their 50s and 60s. They are in touch with what matters in their life. They want men for companionship, not for a lifestyle choice. A lot of younger women, they want the guy for the lifestyle choice, the whole picture-perfect situation. And again, we know how picky women are today, especially now in their 20s and 30s. It says they have souls and are far more authentic. Ironically, I believe that the credit crunch will force more women towards that authentic because they no longer be able to pretend that they are rich or successful. How can you find yourself if you are fake and pretending to be someone that you are not? Some may consider Dr. Saba's helping hands towards the appearance of softness fake in itself. However, when he administered Botox to me, the results were fantastic. I don't know how old she is that she has to actually get the Botox, and I'm glad she's taking care of her looks. But that's a gamble, they're doing the Botox, because she can come out look like some kind of... Yeah, I'm sure you guys have seen pictures of women that get Botox or men, and it goes completely wrong, and they look like, like something Dr. Frankenstein created. Apart from looking tall or frozen, I looked like me, only less worn haggard. I look fresher. And because I look softer, I feel softer, however, as both Kira Jolfi and Dr. Saba concur. The appearance of femininity is meaningless without the inner experience of it. Yes, therefore, stop acting like a dude. Psychologist Jeff Allen, founder of Physiology of Vision, who coaches for relationship and business success, said, "Independent women look like they are tough and have their acts together. Which is appealing, but they really are well defended because they don't want to get hurt or be vulnerable. But to be feminine at some level, you have to be open. Yes, open to letting the guy take the lead, let the guy take control, and you have to be in control all the time. It's a turn-off. And stop being so domineering, stop being so ball-busting, just basically shut the hell up and just relax, laugh, and have a good time. Being open allows connection, intuition, and compassion. These are all feminine gifts. Exactly. So how do we open ourselves up to our feminine energy, especially if you want to survive career-wise in a male-dominated world? The feminine principle is all about allowing things to unfold and happen, not always interfering translation. You don't have to always be in control. Career women think they have to be in control to make it happen, what I just say, but they stop and tap into some kind of emotional intelligence and empathy and makes them better. Problem solvers. According to Allen, you cannot have true success or a successful relationship without the balance of masculine and feminine. The reason career women feel lonely within themselves and often have a deep sense of failure is because they are not connected to their hearts. Yeah, definitely. I'm not saying career women should chuck it all away, but if they connect to things that really matter to them, if they start to appreciate little beautiful things every day, literally stop and smell the roses, then what they will have to offer will be really quite profound. Allen also says he must stop competing with men, especially in relationship, as competition is totally destructive. Well, that is another masculine trait in masculine quality, okay? Men masculine. A lot of masculine traits, guys. But another one is being very competitive and trying to accomplish new things. This is why I encourage you guys all the time and better yourselves always. Trying to improve yourself in some way, have a new challenge. These are masculine traits. And guess what, guys, that have these masculine traits are attractive to feminine women. If you can find one research in this article, I feel I have undergone a subtle yet seismic change. I can see that being feminine is about allowing oneself to yield more and control less. Ding, ding, ding. 2 nights ago, I went to dinner with a male friend, and for the first time in years, I looked more feminine, acted more femininely, and crucially, felt more feminine, not in a simpering way, but with a profound realization that being able to show vulnerability isn't a female weakness, but a sign of a woman's strength. Well, whatever there, but the point of this whole thing, guys, because the article's over, as this goes back to 2008, so some people waking up to realize, like, this woman wrote the article here that this isn't working, okay? I'm alone, I'm unhappy, okay? And I'm turning guys off, okay? Obviously, at first in the article, she insulted guys, saying that they can't basically handle a strong woman, and she realized after being on some dates and some guys actually being very blunt and pointing it out to her. Then she took a good cold hard look at herself, which is rare, so I respect that. How this woman turned out, I have no idea. Hopefully she took that big stick out of her butt and stopped acting like a dude. But the point of this whole thing is, guys, it's way worse now. And unfortunately, thanks to the FETIS movement, is going to continue being that way, but we talk about these things and bring it up, and for the very small percentage of women that do watch my channel, there you go. You want to get guys, you don't have guys in your life. Whatever. Stop acting so masculine, it's complete turnoff. However, I've found through the comments that I get, the emails that I get, the messages I get from Instagram and all that, most of them that follow me are actually more conservative and more traditional, in the sense traditional women, and more feminine, but that's how it is, so I'm not surprised there, because the women that are more in touch with their masculine side, or these woke ephemeris types, they hate my guts for the passion. They don't watch me regularly unless they want to give me a thumbs down or insult me in the comments section, but anyhow, 2008, guys, just goes to show you, so. But it's just so funny, again, how the finger pointing goes. And I've mentioned this before in the videos, blaming us because we can't handle a strong woman. We can't handle anything in front of us. It's just no guy is attracted to that. Okay, so, but for you guys do dating and relationships, all that, stick to your masculine traits, and good luck trying to find the feminine girls. They are out there, but they're rare. So, but anyhow, guys, that is it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this, and be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time.